Today's question is, how does loneliness affect your mental health, and what can you do to overcome it? We're going to take a look at how it works, how it affects your health, and who should avoid it. Loneliness has become a pandemic within a pandemic. So many of us are feeling so lonely. And loneliness is not just feeling alone. One way that loneliness affects your mental health is that when you're lonely, you can start to blame yourself. When you don't have that social support that you need. So if we take a look at studies that show that loneliness increases inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, these are both inflammatory cytokines. And basically, this research shows that there is a connection between loneliness and inflammation. There is another study that I found interesting that showed that loneliness can affect your blood pressure. These practices can help you reduce stress and improve your mood. Next, learn to manage your condition. Limit your exposure to negative people who bring you down. Next, set realistic goals. So when you're setting goals, make sure your goals are attainable. You don't want to set yourself up for failure. Don't be too hard on yourself. Be patient and celebrate your successes along the way. So, if you have a chronic illness, learn as much as you can about that illness. Learn to manage it. Remember, you're not alone. Many people experience loneliness at some point in their lives. Reach out to friends, family, or a mental health professional for support, and know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And another thing you can do is volunteer, because helping others can make you feel connected and improve your mood. This can give you a sense of belonging and help you meet new friends. You can also take a class to learn a new skill or hobby. Not only will this keep your mind sharp, but it can also give you a sense of accomplishment. And volunteering is another great way to connect with others and give back to your community. You can volunteer at a local charity or nonprofit organization, and this can give you a sense of purpose and help you feel connected. And do not forget the power of touch, because physical affection such as hugging can release oxytocin, and that is the love hormone. It can decrease stress and help you feel connected. Because they had subjects hold a picture of either themselves, with friends, or by themselves, and they found that the people that held up the pictures of themselves by themselves had higher blood pressures. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you can use against loneliness. So practice gratitude by writing down every day 3 things that you're grateful for, and then really visualize and feel what it is you're grateful for. Make time for enjoyable activities that bring you joy and happiness. This can be reading, listening to music, taking a bath, spending time in nature, whatever it is that brings you joy and happiness. This can help you focus on the positive aspects of your life and improve your overall mood. So this goes to show that loneliness can affect your mental health in many ways. It can affect your immune system, your nervous system, your cardiovascular system, and it can increase your risk for diabetes, depression, anxiety, and dementia. You're more likely to view problems as being much more stressful. So if someone who is socially connected hears bad news, but especially those with mental health concerns, those with mood disorders, those who have attempted suicide, those who have a family history of suicide, those who abuse drugs or alcohol, those who have a personality disorder, those with schizophrenia, those with bipolar disorder, and those who have borderline personality disorder, they can kind of bounce back a little quicker. Well, the first thing you should do is seek professional help. Okay? That's really important. And while you're seeking professional help, here are some things that you can do to try to mitigate or minimize loneliness. Number 1, eat a healthy diet. A healthy diet can improve your mood, increase your energy levels, and improve your sleep patterns. If you have depression, anxiety, or other mood disorders, eating a healthy diet can greatly improve your symptoms. Number 2, exercise regularly. Exercise releases endorphins and improves your mood. It decreases stress hormones, it improves sleep, and it increases self-esteem. Another thing you can do is get plenty of sleep, because sleep deprivation can worsen depression, anxiety, and other mental health conditions. Getting good quality sleep can improve your mood, increase your energy levels, and decrease stress. They can go, "Oh, well, at least I have this," or "at least I have that." Whereas someone who is lonely doesn't have that support system. They don't have that safety net. So everything seems to be more stressful. Maybe you start to think that there's something wrong with you that causes people to not want to spend time with you. Maybe you start to think you're not attractive enough, smart enough, funny enough, etc. When you start to think this way, then that leads to low self-esteem and a poor self-image, and that in turn leads to depression. Depression is a feeling of sadness that is pervasive, meaning it's throughout the whole body. It can affect your sleep, your appetite, your energy level, your concentration, and overall interest in things. Basically, depression is a feeling that life is not worth living. Loneliness is when you have a discrepancy between the relationships you have and the relationships that you want. So even if you're surrounded by people, you still can feel very lonely. You can also be in a room full of people and feel completely disconnected from everyone there. Loneliness can affect your mental health in several ways. It can also lead to anxiety. Some studies have even shown that loneliness can put you at risk for dementia. Also, loneliness can negatively impact your immune system, your cardiovascular system, and increase the risk for diabetes. How does loneliness affect your mental health? First of all, loneliness can lead to depression. So what are some of the things that cause loneliness? Well, one of them can be social isolation, which means you don't have much of a social network, or maybe you don't get out much. The next reason can be life transitions. For example, maybe you just moved to a new city and you're trying to build a new social network. Maybe you got out of a relationship and you no longer have that companionship. Maybe you retired and you don't have that social interaction you used to have with your coworkers. Maybe your children moved away and now you're living by yourself. All of these could cause loneliness. Another thing that can cause loneliness is having a chronic illness, because being sick can limit the activities you're able to do and can definitely limit the places you're able to go and the people you're able to see. And of course, old age can play a factor. As we get older, our family members may move away. As we get older, our family members may move away. Friends may pass away, and that can leave us feeling lonely. Now let's talk about how loneliness affects your mental health. Another way loneliness can affect your mental health is through stress. Another way that loneliness affects your mental health is through increased inflammation. Who should avoid loneliness? If you have any of these conditions, what should you do? The next thing you can do is practice relaxation techniques, such as deep breathing, meditation, or yoga. And then, of course, spend time with positive people. Spend time with those who uplift you, who inspire you, and who make you feel good. Next, practice gratitude. As always, I hope this video has provided you with some helpful tips on how to cope with loneliness.